Points last night, had a dozen threes. Orlando is a pretty good defensive team, so I don't think it's a coincidence that LeBron gets Luka and Steph gets Jimmy Butler, and both players explode. So Steph Curry's been to the mountaintop. Hard to get fired up and get the engine humming to be a number 10 seed. So it's got that new relationship feel. He's showing off a little bit. The Warriors are 7-1 since Jimmy Butler arrived, and the numbers are insane. We can put them on the screen. Miami, for the record, 3-6 without Jimmy Butler. So we said this the other day. Jimmy Butler wins. You don't have to love him, but EQ, IQ, effort, a very intentional basketball player. Listen, the NBA is very lucky. Sometimes leagues get lucky. LeBron and Steph have been great stewards for the league. And they're still literally on any given night, they're the best player in the league, which is insane at their age. But it did feel like for LeBron and Steph that they were, they had cameo roles in average movies. And now, once again, Steph and LeBron feel like leading men in blockbusters. It looks like the Lakers and the Warriors could absolutely be a viable Western Conference champion. That's what it looks like. And remember, if you add Jimmy Butler to Steph and Draymond Green, the West is very young at the top. OKC is young. Memphis is young. Houston is young. Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy Butler have 423 playoff games and 14 finals. So you don't want to play Golden State in the playoffs if you're OKC. OKC, when they get Chet Holmgren back, is going to be a very good offensive team, but they're kids. And right now, they are in the 7 spot and half a game out of the 6 spot. And I'm telling you, if I'm Memphis and I'm Oklahoma City, Houston, I have no interest playing this team. And it does. It feels like Steph, when you've been this great for this long, it is hard to get revved up, drive into that arena, knowing you're maybe at best a play-in team. Steve Kerr on last night's 56-point outburst.
Steph just wants to play meaningful basketball, and you can see we're now in the fight. We're in the mix, and this is what Steph loves. He's as great of a player and shooter he is, his competitiveness is probably his most underrated quality, and he was dying to be back in the mix, and we're back in the mix, and you can tell he's energized by that.
For the record, he took 25 shots. That is tied for the second fewest shots ever taken to score 56 points. So LeBron got a great teammate. His energy's exploded. Steph Curry got a new teammate. His efficiency, his energy exploded. When you've been to the mountaintop, it's hard to get revved up. Walking into the arena, playing Minnesota, and the game doesn't mean anything. So this is really good news for the NBA, which its critics are assailing it, and nobody cares. I'm telling you, watching the Warriors, I watched the Warriors and the Lakers last night. It's good basketball. It's good product. With 2 leading men now in blockbusters. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
All right, my man. Let's start with Myles Garrett. He says he's adamant he's not going back to Cleveland, so the rest of the NFL world is trying to figure out who's going in on the 6-time Pro Bowler. NFL insider Diana Russini says one of the most aggressive GMs in the league could be making a play for the edge rusher. Take a listen.
I think they're going to make an effort here, but here's what some people are saying right now. That Howie's willing to move on from some of these guys because he's looking to make a big swing and take a big swing. And that big swing would be for Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
That's logical.
Yeah, why not? But by the way, Dallas still out of money using Groupons.
I mean, Philly makes a lot of sense. I think you might have floated.
I don't know. I don't know why Green Bay doesn't go all in. I don't get it. I'm Green Bay.
Maybe they don't think they're close enough.
Well, they haven't had a consistent pass rush in forever. Last time they went big, Reggie White for a dominant defensive player. Twice in their existence that I remember, Charles Woodson, Reggie White, they went big. Paid off both times, Super Bowls.
What about Washington? with Jay
Again,
Munoz.
Washington would be a great place to go. I mean, Green Bay feels, Buffalo makes sense. I think Green Bay makes the most sense. I think Washington makes sense.
If you're one of the 7 contenders in the league, I think you've got to be picking up a phone and calling Cleveland and just at least floating something.
And by the way,
what it will cost.
Okay, so we've watched LeBron and Steph, who everybody thinks past their prime, what they've done with a new teammate. Do you not believe that Myles Garrett, playing for the Green Bay Packers or the Philadelphia Eagles, you think he's good now? What if every game's televised? I mean, they are literally, Cleveland is the 4th most interesting team in their division. The Philadelphia Eagles are arguably the most interesting team in the league. So if you take Myles Garrett and you're like, bro, every game is on Fox. Every game is Sunday Night Football. Every game is Monday Night Football. You are at the centerpiece of one of America's great sports football cities. I think you'll get an elevate. I think Myles Garrett will be better than he is now.
If you're looking right outside the contender batch, we saw the Chargers allegedly are going to be moving off Bosa. There's a lot of chatter about that.
Yeah.
What if you make a move on Myles Garrett? Have him opposite Khalil Mack out here in L.A. I mean, if you're in the top 10, you're good. I think you got to make a move on Myles Garrett. You just have to.
I mean, you don't have to if you're the Niners because of Bosa. I mean, there are teams that have, like the Rams right now have Jared Verse. You don't need it. You're not, there are about 5 teams that have a pass rush. Don't worry about it. Outside of that, this guy's a generational defensive player. I don't think he's that far behind Aaron Donald, Reggie White. I really don't.
Yeah. All right, next story is NFL draft. Combine's happening. A lot of people talking. Well, the Titans have made no real indication where they're going with the number 1 pick. I do believe it'll be Cam Ward, and Cam Ward sounds like he's going to be ready to go number 1.
We had good interactions. Myself with Coach Callahan, the quarterbacks coach, and also the GM. It's a great staff they put together. I think I know a decent amount. I was able to watch a couple of their games this past season. A lot of their route concepts are similar stuff that we do. So, if I'm drafted there, I just think it'll be plug and play.
Well, it would be plug and play.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, he is easily the most dynamic quarterback in the draft. He's got a great arm. He moves well. A little backyard football, but he would start day 1.
Less backyard football than Caleb Williams came into the league with.
Yes,
I mean,
he's a more consistently, in my opinion, he's more consistently accurate than Caleb Williams. I think Caleb is all-time talent, but Cam's a really good player.
If I'm so bullish on Cam Ward that maybe we do a head-to-head. You love the Patriots next year with Drake May, and we'll go head-to-head. I'll take the Titans. You have the Patriots. Who's going to win more games? I'm telling you, Cam Ward will invigorate that franchise.
Yes.
Because they were in a bunch of games last year, and then Will Levis kept just throwing the football.
No. I don't think...
He literally lost them 4 games.
Well, if I told you that Cam Ward won that division next year, you wouldn't be outraged. Indianapolis doesn't know who their quarterback is.
Texans are sagging back a little bit. They did not look as good this past season, and we don't know. Diggs probably not returning there.
No, that's a good call. Cam Ward is the kind of player, and Tennessee feels like for the last, even during Vrabel's years, they're just not terribly dynamic on offense. Now, they've been powerful, but they've never been really like a team that you feel like once they fall behind 17-0, Tennessee's over. They don't have any of that. They have to take control of the game with Derrick Henry and Tannehill. So, I mean, this kid would add spice to what I believe is a very physical football operation. They've always been tough and physical. They haven't always been efficient, but they've almost never been dynamic offensively.
Let me ask you one question. I like Cam Ward a lot with his makeup as a quarterback. There are going to be people in the Titans organization who say, Shador is going to instantly sell